orbs. As you can see, I'm in a car on the way to a client again. Beautiful, beautiful weather we're having in the UK at the moment in April. Barbecues already, so got to be good. Today's subject, and this is going to be a bit of a sort of a sore subject with some people, a bit of a controversial subject really, but and you'll understand why when I start talking about it. I don't really understand why it's so popular and why groups, you know, paranormal groups allow so much of this sort of discussion to keep going on their forums and such like, because it's just a waste of time. You may have already guessed, I'm sort of talking about people that keep posting photos and video claiming them to be orbs and spirits and stuff like this, and it's not just one or two forums that I belong to. I mean, I belong to quite a few forums, and I've yet to come across anything that I want to discuss or participate in any of these forums, and hence I'm really seriously thinking of just coming away from them, because I just don't see the point of them really. You know, I mean, I thought they were going to be to discuss serious subjects, and they're just full. I mean, I'm not kidding, they are seriously full of people who aren't, I would say, you're not really, well, they're not really serious. I mean, they're just people who, you know, use a mobile phone or some really, you know, 20-year-old video camera or something, and they wander around taking random photographs of buildings and things, and then start claiming that you know, that this is a picture or an apparition of a ghost, and, you know, or a spirit or something. And the whole orb thing, I mean, come on, people. Orbs are just reflections of dust, you know, off of dust and insects and anything else that's flying around in the air, which is happening all the time. And your crappy camera is just reflecting off of that dust and producing this light reflection, which happens to be circular in shape. And I just find it really strange people, and I'm not kidding, people are producing just every day dozens and dozens of photographs of so-called paranormal orbs and you know, reflections, and I think the funniest thing to me are the people that go out with a mobile phone, okay, and they take some really blurred, out of focus video or photographs and then upload it to a forum saying that it's paranormal, and I just think, really, honestly, really, you expect people to engage you in a serious discussion about anything paranormal when you're uploading, you know, a blurry, out of focus, you know, photograph or video? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, you know, I'm a very open-minded person, but it's just crazy how it's going on, and unfortunately, I think what seems to be happening is that all of these people that are flooding these forums with, you know, all of this stuff, I mean, it's just clutter, you know, and they're kind of people like myself and probably lots and lots of other people who really want a serious discussion about what, you know, paranormal and such like, are not participating because, and they're probably leaving these groups because everything is talking about orbs, you know. And I just find it crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. And then the other crazy thing is people who actually comment on them and say, you know, I mean, there is varying degrees of people some people who just say, you know, this is a load of rubbish, don't keep posting stuff, to people who seem to go on and on and on about what they're seeing in these blurred, out of focus, underexposed photographs and video, which seems to just keep encouraging it. And I don't know whether these people that keep posting this stuff are serious, or whether they're just trolls, or, you know, whether they're just seeking attention or what. I just don't really understand it. So, you know, to anyone who's watching this video, and I've subscribed to your Facebook forum, and, you know, I don't suppose you really care anyway. I mean, most of these people don't seem to really care, because they don't really engage with people on these forums. I think, like a lot of people, you start out with the intention, you get trolled, and you know, lots of sort of negative stuff tends to happen, and then, you know, the person that created the forum loses interest because it doesn't really meet the expectation that they had of, you know, their forum. And you know, with all the good intentions in the world, I believe that people do create these forums out of the goodness of their heart, with the good intention of, you know, discussing real stuff. And I've just noticed that lately, you know, there isn't any real stuff going on. There is no real discussions, and it's just being flooded by people who are just cluttering the whole system up. And I know there are a lot of paranormalers out there that you know, have probably said the same thing as me. You know, you kind of get a little bit despondent. All these so-called groups pop up, and you think, oh, that's interesting, I'll follow them and see what they're producing. And then you just start to realise that, you know, it's not really that interesting. And the real discussions are just not happening. You know, investigations and such like are just not happening. People are just randomly taking photographs and crappy video and posting onto a forum to try and do something. I don't really know what the purpose of it is. I don't know whether these people are really seriously genuine, or whether they're just a bit, you know, they're just seeking attention. Personally, I think it's just a bunch of people seeking attention. You know, they just it's their way of interacting with people, and of course most people who are serious about the paranormal are not, you know, not really getting involved. So anyway, that's a bit of a discussion. If you've got any feedback about these groups and you're seeing this kind of thing yourself, I'd like to hear your opinion, and possibly what you've either done about it, or what you're doing about it, or whether you're not doing anything. I see no point in joining groups about, you know, things like the paranormal when it doesn't seem to have a purpose. So that's one of the reasons for me sort of coming away from these groups, really. But anyway, leave a comment down below. I'd like to hear what other people think, and I shall speak to you again in another video.